Okay, let's create a blank app with a phone layout. This will be a 3-screen app that will be based off a SharePoint list. Go ahead and create our screens. Let's rename them real quick. We have a detail screen. And edit. Okay, first off, we'll insert a rectangle. Just keep scrolling. Okay, and need a label to name the screen. Oh. Go ahead and change the color to white. Okay, we don't need that to drag so far to the right. We'll do a add button, filter, the up and down arrows that will allow us to filter the data, and a reload control, a text input, and a little search icon. Go ahead and change the default here. We don't want any default text, but hint text is good. Now I need to move this text over, and we can do that with the padding control. Let's move this up to 70. Alright, let's go ahead and rename some of these icons so we know what they are. This is a load icon. Filter icon. Add icon. Alright, so now we got our header set up. And we need to add a gallery. It's a vertical gallery. Don't have any images in there, so let's do title, subtitle. Need to specify the data source. Oh, which I haven't. Do that right here. SharePoint. Need to point to my SharePoint list. Expenses connect. And I'll change this ID field to total. Okay, so let's go ahead and flesh out some of these other screens. We need a display form on this screen. Select our data source. Let's go ahead and just copy this rectangle over. I'll copy it over to the screen as well. Okay. So it automatically had these 4 data cards in there. So we have the data source set. We need to go to item and set the item to be gallery 1 selected. And then it populates all the data cards just like that. Let's go ahead and put a label in. Call that details. Make this a little bigger. Make white and larger font. Move this over a little bit so we can put a back arrow in. Go ahead and throw this arrow in there, change the color. Bam, on select. So you can either just say back, which will just take you to the previous screen, or you can point to a specific screen. We want it to go to the browse screen, screen transition none. Okay, just like that. We'll also put in a delete icon. And an edit icon. Go ahead and change those colors real quick. Okay. Now the edit screen. Well, it populates it. Okay, so now it's got our data cards in there. We don't really need an attachments data card though, so let's go ahead and delete that. And just like the other form control, we need to go to the gallery 1 selected. Okay, and it just populates. Okay, we'll put a cancel icon up there, a label, call it edit. Alrighty, and one more icon, little check. I'll change this to white. And on select, what it needs to do is submit the form. It is form 2 we're submitting, close parenthesis. Just like that, easy. And change this to white. And we'll use reset form. Form 2. There we go. And so that'll reset the entire form. And so that screen's finished. Okay, let's finish off this screen. That's delete icon. This is an edit icon. So it needs to edit a form. We're gonna go edit form 2, close parenthesis, and it needs to actually go to that screen. So we need to navigate over to the edit screen. Screen transition none, close parenthesis. Okay, so that's finished. Okay, now we need to remove from our data source whatever is selected in gallery 1, close parenthesis. Okay, so then that'll remove that. Okay, so that screen's finished. Close that. Let's go back to the browse screen. Now we need to finish off the controls on here. Okay, we need a new form when they select this control. Form 2. Whoop. Close the parenthesis. And then we need to, let's do a shift enter so we get a new line. We need to navigate to the edit screen. Okay. Okay, now we need to set a variable. Okay, so for update context, first we need a curly brace, then we name the variable. We're going to name this sort descending 1, and then colon will be sort descending 1 curly brace. Okay, so that'll act as a toggle where it'll switch back and forth between the ascending and descending. Okay, that control is done. Okay, now for the gallery. We want it to be able to be listed alphabetically in ascending and descending order, and we also want to be able to type in this text search box. So in order to do that, first, in order to search, we need to use sort by columns, and then to get the ascending descending, we need to filter. Okay. In order to get the text search box to work and this ascending descending control, we need to modify this data source with the expenses. We need to use a search by columns function and a filter function. So we're filtering our data source expenses. We're using a starts with in the title field. Whatever is in text input 1, whatever text is in there, now we need to set the title column. So we can either say ascending, descending. Whoops. Let's do it. Okay. So that works. But we want to be able to do more than, we want it to toggle back and forth between ascending and descending. So we'll put an if statement in. If the variable that we set, this sort descending 1, and then descending slash ascending, close parenthesis. Okay. So now everything's wired up. And it behaves just the same as an app that PowerApps would have generated automatically from this same data source. You've recreated it from scratch.